So one of the biggest things we're all waiting for is to find out who's going to be hosting the finals of the World Cup in 2026 in the U.S. The cities narrowed down between L.A., New York, and Dallas. From what I gather, I think L.A.'s out of the running. It's between Dallas and New York, but it's the final game, and this is going to be one of the biggest World Cups of all time. It's going to have 48 games, more than the usual 32. But FIFA has been slow to announce what the actual match schedule is, but we do know is that there are going to be 16 cities that'll be hosting it. It'll be spread across Canada, U.S., and Mexico. U.S. will have 11 host cities, and this is going to be a very different World Cup than previous ones. So the last two are in Russia and Qatar. What was different about them, what was usual about them, is that they had a central government that paid for everything, did all the planning. Well, for this one, FIFA has to work with 3 different countries, and the U.S. in particular is a very unique model because FIFA will have to work with all 11 cities that are in the U.S. separately, and those cities have to raise their own money to host the World Cup, and they're going to have to plan security, they're going to have to plan safety, they're going to have to plan preparations, transportation, right? All these topics they're going to have to figure out. New York City needs to raise it, I think, by 2026, $100 million to host the World Cup. So this is going to be very complicated hosting, and it involves a big deal of politics. People don't know this, but when it comes to, preparing for these big events, political games are part of the process. Politicians, contractors, local communities, everyone is involved. Sponsors, FIFA. There's a whole lot of political games you got to play. For example, Kansas City, Missouri is going to be one of the host cities, and one of the things that from what I gather from my conversations with the host committee folks there is that Kansas City is situated between Missouri and Kansas, right? So the local hosting committee has to figure out how to play ball, has to appease 2 governors, multiple politicians, multiple communities, and has to do a lot of just favors, deals. There's a lot of just political. It's a very politically hot button issue because people want more of the money that's going to come from the World Cup. Millions of dollars are on the line. Fame, like these are times for cities to get new marketing opportunities, new attention, new investments. These are going to be big moments for all these cities. So this is one of the biggest World Cups, and the U.S. in general has a lot at stake for each city. So we'll find out who's going to be the winner. From what I've heard from people I've spoken to who communicate with FIFA regularly, they say that's going to be the coming weeks or so. So we should expect to hear it in January.